Hi guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don. Today we're going to be looking at Premier League all-time best 11s. It's quite a simple format. The team you support, best 11 players to have played for your club during those Premier League eras. I'm going to start off with my team, Crystal Palace. So in goal, it was close between this guy and Nigel Martin, but I've gone for Julian Speroni. Probably more for the fact of years of service and the fact it didn't start off so well for him in his first season, struggled a little bit, but he persevered, he stayed with the club and he grew into an all-time legend and is an all-around top guy. So Julian Speroni gets the nod for me in goal. At right back, this was a bit of a difficult one for me because we haven't been blessed with right backs over the years. I've had a lot of okay ones and some of our best ones were when we were in the Championship. But I'd say for Premier League, I'm going for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I know he only played like a season and a bit for us, but he was different gear. And he got that big move to Man United off the back of it. So I think if you're looking at pure talent, Wan-Bissaka's your man, and you can see him, how he's playing for United now. He's the best right back we've had. At left back, I've gone for one of our own, Dean Gordon, Dino. I think he was a very underestimated player. A lot of good years at Palace. Got some England under-21 caps from the early 90s, that good form that we had before we were relegated. And yeah, I think, as I said, very underestimated player, bit of a club legend for me as well growing up, and he was always well thought of on his returns with his other clubs. He always got good reception back at Selhurst Park. So my first centre-back, I've gone for Richard Shaw. A lot of people might remember him more for Coventry in the Premier League era, but obviously at the start of the Premier League era he was a Crystal Palace player, and a little bit before that as well. Part of a lot of our success in the early 90s before, unfortunately, we got relegated. Might also be remembered for scoring quite a lot of own goals, but putting that to one side, he was a very good, strong, solid defender as well. So Richard Shaw, the centre-back for me. So partnering him, I've gone for Chrissy Coleman. I know obviously he had a lot of injuries and that might have let him down in terms of being a better player if he'd been more injury-free, fit and available. But when he was fit, he was a great player. Palace fans loved him. He was an all-round top guy. Great for his country, Wales as well. Went on to manage them, so top bloke. So I'm going to play two holding mids. The first one's going to be Jeff Thomas. All-round hard man, top bloke as well. Had his troubles towards the end of his career as well. Done so much for charity, which just shows the measure of the guy. But if you ask anyone that sort of played against him in the early and mid-90s, you didn't get past him easily. And you knew you'd had a game when you'd played against him. Always want him on your team rather than against. And just like we said, all-round top guy. Gives 100%. All you can ask for. Partnering him, I've gone for Gareth Southgate. Another tough midfielder. Hard to get past. Gave his all. Did really well the year we came up. Couldn't keep us in the league. Obviously got a load of England caps after he left us. But a few people remember him having a few tussles with Roy Keane the year we went down. And you ask Roy Keane, he knows he had a battle when he had Gareth on the other team. On the right, again, I've gone for another one of our own from our youth academy, one and only John Solarco, all-round great guy. Had terrible injuries towards the end of his career, would have been an even bigger legend if it hadn't been for that. Got a couple of England caps in the early 90s as well, off the back of the good run in the league and FA Cup final that Palace had. Obviously towards the end of his career he went down the leagues like Reading and Brentford, but the guy just wanted to play football and was really the measure of the man that he just wanted to play. But yeah, I remember great memories watching him sort of skin people and put balls into the box like it was nothing. Tremendous player, great guy. On the left, it can only be Wilfried Zaha. Amazing servant to the club. Could have left sometimes. I know he's handed the transfer notice in, but he's always stayed. I think he's got the club close to his heart. He's settled there, he plays his football there. When he's moved to Man U, it didn't quite work out for him, so I know that's in his mind. But he's going to be an all-time legend when his career does end with Crystal Palace, whenever that time is. But for as long as he's still playing with us, we've always got that X factor. So playing attacking midfield, just behind the striker, gone for Attilio Lombardo. I know he was only a short stay, but at the time he came, we'd never had any sort of continental talent come over. Biggest name we'd ever signed. And you could just see the way he controlled the ball, his touch, vision, even just getting into the box and finishing at the right time. He was an absolute legend. stayed with us for a little bit, tried to manage us in tough situations. And again, it was at that time, it was sort of similar to when Ravanelli went to Middlesbrough. Got a guy that was a little bit older, experienced but cultured, and showed us something we'd never seen before. And up front, I know again it was only one season in the Premiership. He had a good couple of years in the Championship before that as well. So Super Andy Johnson was runner-up in the Golden Boot in that one season to Thierry Henry. He got like 21 goals, which is like record for a Crystal Palace player. If we'd stayed up and he'd stayed with us, he'd have got many more goals and would have been a lot more stable early. But obviously we lost him out to Everton. But yeah, he was goals per game. He was one of our best strikers we've ever had at the club. So that was my Palace 11. Might not be to everyone's liking. There's a few older sort of legends from the early 90s in there as well. But if you look at that, that's a proper team. You know you'd have a tough 90 minutes if you fielded that team. So let us know what you like in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.